overwhelming 72% of us would prefer to receive a traditional card this Christmas. Only 6% prefer a festive greeting via social media and 10% via text. New research from Royal Mail proves that you just can't beat the warm feeling of having a traditional Christmas card dropping through your letterbox during the festive season. The Christmas card industry is worth £384 million. So do you still send Christmas cards? It seems that we do. Sharon Little is Chief Executive of the Greeting Cards Association. I asked her if we still send as many cards as we used to.
We're going to send 1 billion Christmas cards here in the UK. That's the cards that are bought. On top of that, we've got a fantastic handcrafting community in this country who make tens of thousands of Christmas cards. So those are all going to be sent as well. Greeting cards are definitely alive and well and living in the UK. We send more cards per person than any other nation. And we have an amazing homegrown industry here based in the UK, a hugely creative, vibrant industry.
Why then, if we're sending 1 billion cards, why does it feel like we send fewer?
I've really no idea. We did a little bit of research. Well, we gather our stats from our members, and there was a slight decrease last year of 0.01% in Christmas cards. So people are still buying a lot of Christmas cards in this country.
What sort of cards are we buying? Are we buying cheap old tap ones that don't stand up, or are we buying expensive ones?
We're actually buying more expensive ones. We divide our industry into the Christmas cards into two different types: boxed and singles. And singles are the special cards that you will buy for friends, close friends, and family. So they're individual cards rather than the ones sold in boxes or packs. And yes, the value of the individual cards is increasing. People are moving up market.
It's a nice thing, though, isn't it? Because if you spend a little bit extra on the very special cards, it's almost as good as a present in some ways, isn't it?
I think so. And also the really lovely thing about cards is the emotional connection. It's a physical representation of you. You've taken the time to choose a really lovely card for someone, which they're going to really appreciate. And then you're spending time writing to that person. Now, handwriting is a huge subject in itself. But with handwriting, it's completely unique to everybody, and our handwriting also changes with our mood. It develops through childhood into adulthood and then changes again as we grow older, and we've got an emotional connection to the handwriting of our parents, and our parents have an emotional connection to our handwriting too. They've seen it grow and develop. So there's a little bit of magic in ink on paper. It's a personal message that you've handwritten to someone, and it really means something. It's been scientifically shown that the brain lights up in all sorts of ways with the emotional impact of receiving a handwritten card. It means so much more. It makes us feel special and cared for.
And if I think about it, Sharon, the Christmas cards might be the only time I properly write every year.
Absolutely, and we have a huge industry for all other occasions as well. But I would urge people, when you send your cards, to actually write a nice message inside, because that makes it, the more you write, the more emotionally powerful it becomes, and the more that person will really, really treasure that card. And I think at Christmas time, it's a time when we reach out to people that we haven't necessarily seen all year. We might not have seen them for years. It's our one connection with those people, and it's a really lovely thing to hear from that person. And also, people could be isolated, they could be alone, they could be feeling lonely, and that emotional connection is a really, really powerful, positive boost to people as well. And we display our cards as well, so we love keeping our cards, we love putting them up, displaying them for as long as we can, and that card is a constant reminder that someone has taken the time and cares about them enough to send a card.
When did we start sending Christmas cards? When did that tradition start?
Well, that's a really interesting subject in itself as well. In 1843, Sir Henry Cole, who had helped Roland Hill with the penny post, he founded the Victoria and Albert Museum later on, and he also worked with Prince Albert on the Great Exhibition. He didn't allow enough time to send his Christmas letters, so he commissioned his friend Sir John Calcott Horsley to design, he was a famous artist, to design a Christmas card for him. And he had 1,000 of these printed in outline, because there wasn't colour printing at the time. Then a load of them were hand coloured, and he sent those to his friends and family. And then he also sold the rest of them in his shop in Bond Street. And they were quite an expensive item, but they were also quite controversial, because the image in the centre is Sir Henry having his Christmas lunch with his family, and they're all drinking a toast to the recipient, and one little girl is grabbing some wine. She's drinking wine, and the Temperance Society got wind of this, and they were the anti-drinking lobby, and they started demonstrating outside the shop, and there was even a riot. So the first Christmas card was quite controversial. Christmas cards, though, didn't really take off properly until the 1860s and 70s, when colour printing came in, and it meant that cards could then be a whole world of colour opened up for people. So suddenly you could have reproductions of artworks in colour in your home, and you could send cards to people in colour. And that was when the industry really took off, with a cheap postal service, reliable postal service, which meant, and the penny post, which meant that you could send an item of post for the same amount from Land's End to John O'Groats.
Sharon Little, who's Chief Executive of the Greeting Cards Association.